So I've been sitting on this video for a while, and it took me a while to really get my thoughts together on how to do it. But I woke up this morning and said, you know what? Let me go ahead and get this presented. So this video is going to be about the brown skin, black Asians in anime, and those of actual black skin, and the brown skin / black skin Pacific Islanders also represented in anime. And before many of you come here crying, talking about, oh, they're not black, that's a 10. Well, most of us that are considered black or brown skin anyway, like me and Mirko are the same complexion. So yeah, just to put that in thought. And also, black is not synonymous to Africa, just in case you didn't know that. It's a little FYI, for those who don't read or educate themselves. But without further ado, hit the like button, comment if you like, and subscribe to the content if you like what you see. But let's jump into it. So I was going to start here with Acnologia, but I said, you know what? Let me start with Kaido of the Beast Pirates. So looking at Kaido, tall, huge, brown-skinned man, muscular build. But another interesting feature of Kaido I noticed is Kaido has locks. Even his nose mustache has locks, which is crazy because if you know Oda, he does crazy things with his characters. So this isn't too shocking to see Kaido with a lock mustache, the first anime to ever do that, which is pretty interesting. But clearly a brown-skinned Japanese man that would probably be considered black in real life by today's standards of racial categorization, even though we're not different races, and you can still be ethnically Asian and culturally Japanese, Taiwanese, Cambodian, etc., with darker brown skin and considered black. Which is why I decided I'm gonna cover every character that I can, and if the video gets too long, well, I'll just make a part 2 of it. But the next on the list that I plan on covering is gonna be Acnologia, of course, and then of course everyone else that you see, ranging from Mahoshi, Brock, Oob, Yoruichi, just the various people. And this guy from Bleach, I can't remember his name. I always forget him, but I'm gonna cover him too. And of course, the newest member from Metallic Rouge. That's the show she's from. I can't remember her name, but I'll cover her too. And of course, I had to put King in there because he's ambiguously brown as well. Now, let me speak on the Black Dragon of Destruction himself, Acnologia. Before he became the god of destruction, slayer of humanity, Acnologia was actually a very kind, gentle soul who cared to help others, and he was a doctor / healer among the people, and he loved dragons and people the same until his family was taken. Now, I'm not sure his real name was ever mentioned. If it is, put that down in the comment section because I googled it, but I couldn't find anything on Acnologia's actual name before he took the name of the dragon that caused the destruction of his family. Now, if you look at Acnologia, he has very dark brown skin, wild hair, and his phenotype would be more akin to like India, Malaysia, Indonesia, and any other southern region of Asia that have darker skin. This is a, quote, black character that is still Asian based on his phenotype. Which comes to show you that Tite Kubo isn't the only person who's cultured and can make a distinction between black Asian characters and non-black Asian characters. Fun fact though, many people leave Acnologia out of the conversation when it comes to black anime characters or the darker brown ones. He's always left out, I noticed. They pick everyone else like Brock, the guy from Bleach I talked about, I always forget his name, even though I put it in the video. Mirko, Yoruichi, but they never really bring up Acnologia. I don't know if it's because he's evil or what, but he is definitely the epitome of a black Asian character within anime.
I'm Yoruichi.
Ah! No! A talking cat! No!
Yes, everyone's favorite talking cat and most notable favorite dark-skinned Asian, Yoruichi. Though Yoruichi is a black Asian, she's still Asian. She's not black American, South American, she's still Asian. More notably, Yoruichi would fit in India, Cambodia maybe, Indonesia for sure, Malaysia, those more specific of the darkest skinned Asian region, or Thailand for that part. But clearly, I think she fits more into the Indian culture. And if you want to know why everyone wants to smash Yoruichi, this is why.
Damn! Miss Parker finer than a motherfucker. Damn! I knocked the dust off that pussy.
On top of the fan service that Tite Kubo gives Yoruichi, on top of the fan service that fans make of her, is pretty crazy. But nonetheless, Yoruichi is a dark brown or black Asian woman. And it's not like Tite Kubo doesn't know how to tell the difference between a non-black Asian and a black Asian, because he makes that very clear in his anime as well as other mangaku. So I just wanted to clear that up for people that say, oh, Yoruichi is black. She's a black Asian. Let's be more specific with that. Just in case anyone was confused. She still fits under the Indonesian, Malay, Cambodia, or Indonesian phenotype. Now, next up on the list of black Asians in anime is no other than Princess Abina from Fire Force. I know a lot of you probably assumed it was going to be Mirko next.
Suckers!
But don't worry, I'll get to the Tiger Bunny princess in a minute. Now, if you look at Princess Abina, beige skin, Flower eyes, hair reminiscent of someone from another anime, and just her body is just flawless.
Brought this hottie along for the stroll, you naughty devil.
Now I would give Princess Hibana a 10 out of 10, but the only issue I have with her is she has a crush on Shinra, who is a minor.
シンラのカレンダーは見たい見たい
And of course, I know in Japan they have different consent ages, but the double standards is crazy, and if a lot of you tried that, you'd be in jail right along with her.
Girlfriend?
What the hell, man? This is Captain Hibana from Company 5.
The captain?
Oh, I'm blushing.
If you want my opinion, she doesn't seem all that upset by the idea.
Now, looking at Captain Hibana, or Princess Hibana as she's known in the fandom, she's a positive representation of the Ainu people of Japan, which a lot of people fail to realize that they still exist to this day. Characters like Brock, Princess Hibana, and Mugen from Samurai Champloo, and Spike from Cowboy Bebop are a positive representation of the Ainu people who still face discrimination in Japan to this day. Now, if you don't know a lot about Princess Hibana, she was a nun in the church who became an orphan with another character whose name I can't remember at the moment, but due to the incident of the Infernos, which are people who are turned to demons due to spontaneous combustion, she became a firefighter with her powers, as you can see. I think the reason why a lot of blurs see her as, quote, black is because she's very reminiscent of Mariah Carey. If you don't know anything about Mariah Carey, she is a diva beyond words, and that's how Princess Hibana or Captain Hibana acts. Very much like a diva. She does her own thing. She has a harem of men that do what she says when she wants, however she wants, and she literally walks on them. So that's not a negative thing, but I can see why she's compared to Mariah Carey. But nonetheless, Princess Hibana is still a, quote, black Asian woman.
The number 5 hero, Mirko. Her quirk, rabbit. She can do stuff a rabbit can, but so much better.
Why you ain't turned me on to this earlier?
Well, because you lose it, you never win.
Oh, boy! Yes!
It'll get you.
Now, of course, I had to do the Tiger Bunny Princess Mirko, aka another person of Ainu representation. Mirko is like this heartthrob of the new gen. She's witty, she's strong, she's like the muscle waifus everybody likes. Another thing about Mirko that makes her so likable is she's a bit of a loose cannon. She pretty much does what she wants, goes to the beat of her own tempo. She doesn't really care what anyone has to say, and she will hunt you down if need be, as shown here in the series. I do hate, spoiler alert, how they did Mirko. If you're not caught up by now, she loses her arm or leg, and I'm like, damn, bro, just give her the future Gohan treatment. But nonetheless, if you don't know anything about Mirko back in the day in her youth, well, she's still young, but in her younger days, she used to be more of a loose cannon than she is now. She would love to get into fights. Like, she would go to underground wrestling matches that were illegal, and that's how she ended up meeting All Might. All Might happened to be there one day that she was having a little match that she wasn't supposed to be in, and that's how they ended up meeting her, and she ended up going to the Hero Agency when she got older. She's always been the problem child, if you will be. But nonetheless, that her being the problem child and mischievous is what makes her the hero that she is and the heartthrob that she is among the new generation of muscle waifus in the fandom. Mirko is very laid back, outgoing, easy to get along with. She's real like stubborn. If you tell her no, she's gonna do it anyway. But also I know because of how she looks, that brown skin tone, that's the reason why a lot of these people in the anime community, they're gonna fetishize her because of her skin. It's like y'all don't like brown or black skin people, but then y'all still fetishize us. It's crazy how that works. I don't understand it quite myself. I think it's actually a sickness, but that's a conversation for another day. But for the most part, Mirko is, like I said before, Ainu representation, but she's considered black because of her brown skin tone, which is a problem in America due to these false racial identities, which don't make too much sense to the rest of the world, which I fully understand because I'm like, how can someone brown skin, including myself, be black? But at the same time, seeing someone as black is basically seeing them as the original people. So there's that. It's Jews that try to demonize people, but being brown skin is lit, bro. Like, everyone wants to be us, everybody, but they don't want our blues. Whether you're from America, Africa, Asia, the Pacific Islands, trust me, everybody wants our style and flavor, but nobody really wants to be us at the end of the day. Which is more of a reason why I'm so happy people like Mugen, Mirko, Yoruichi, the guy from Black Lagoon, I can't never remember his name, Killer Bee, and various other brown-skinned people from different ethnic groups, or even the same ethnic group within Japan, are getting more and more representation. And of course, many so-called black people in America are getting more into the cosplay scene because we make this stuff lit. Like, yo, we give it its flavor. Not just saying black Americans, but I'm saying brown-skinned people from all over the diaspora and within the anime. We're like the best characters, most liked, the most favored, sadly the most fetishized, which I'm hopefully that ends one day. But nonetheless, bro, we're lit people, all of us. Remember that. And even the Ainu, make sure you study them and know about them because they still face underrepresentation in real life to this day. And now for our next character.
Someday I'll make you cry like a little bitch.
Little bitch, do people actually say things like that?
And of course, I couldn't forget about our favorite trio from Samurai Champloo, Mugen, Fu, and Jin, of course. Now, of course, if you see Mugen, he has a little bit of an afro. He has more of a brownish skin tone than the rest of them. And again, that's because Mugen is representation of the Ainu people in Japan. You know, a lot of people, I don't think they really notice that Japan pays big homage to the Ainu people within the anime community. And a lot of the more influential ones have this big love for hip-hop, like Shinichiro Watanabe, who is the creator of Samurai Champloo, and yes, this man is Ainu as well. He said that he was highly influenced by the hip-hop culture in America, like during the early 90s, him and Nujabes. So it's not a surprise to see all the hip-hop themes and the music, of course, that's played in Samurai Champloo. That's because he was heavily influenced by the original hip-hop pioneers like Grandmaster Flowers, Grandmaster Flash, all of those. So that's why Samurai Champloo is the way it is, and he pays homage to those characters as well, putting non-black Asian characters within Samurai Champloo, which is pretty interesting because I wasn't fully aware of that. I had always watched Samurai Champloo and seen Mugen, and I was like, he's kind of dark, and so these other darker skinned Asian characters, and then the non-Asian characters that were dark skinned, I was kind of like, But now it made sense because he has that much love for the culture. So big ups and big respect to Shinichiro Watanabe for doing that. Which also proves how influential Black Americans are, or FBA, within the anime community and the world in general, because we motivate and we inspire people to do things like this who are not racist or colors or biased against us. It's pretty dope.
Geodude, go!
Yes, Brock from Pokemon. Of course, I couldn't forget him. Another representation of the Ainu people in Japan. And we all know Brock as the ladies' man, but he's also a great trainer, great battler. And if you're wondering what happened with Professor Ivy and Brock, if you don't know by now after all these years, the problem was he was just too young. And I think Professor Ivy is like 30-something years old. So yeah, her messing with Brock, who was like, I think 15, yeah, that wasn't gonna happen. And oh yeah, honorable mention to Bruno. He's also a Ainu representation as well. And it kind of vexes me that people act like they don't know this. Like, it's 2024, like the internet is free. You can study this. We can see that these people exist. And I'm going to keep harping on that until people fully understand that most of the dark-skinned Asians that you see are representative of the Ainu people. Not all, but most of them. And Brock has always been that funny guy, that older brother, who just chases the girl. But deep down, he has your best interest at heart. He always looks out for you. And he always looked out for Ash and Misty. And then I wonder if he ever even taught Ash how to cook, because I noticed when Brock left the team, Ash was never really seen cooking. He was always either starving or looking for a spot to eat at. Kind of crazy though. But Brock, aside from being a good gym leader, he's a family man, very tight-knit bonded. And I know a lot of people wanted to see him and Professor Ivy work out, but the age gap, as I said earlier, that was never going to happen. But hey, his team has come a long way. Zubat has now become a Crobat, Onyx is Steelix, Geodude is a Golem, and he got another Golem. And I want to say that Brock's younger brother now runs the gym when he's not there, which is good. So we've seen Brock, moving on in life. And oh yeah, if you don't know by now, Brock has a girlfriend. Yeah, him and Olivia and the Lola region, they hooked up. And then Olivia, if you haven't noticed, she's more akin to the Pacific Islanders, which again proves what I've said before, that when Mangaku draw characters, they know how to differentiate between someone who is of Asian roots, Pacific Islander roots, Black American roots, or non-Black American roots. They know how to tell the difference. These people are very cultural when they do these things, and they like to represent their audience. They know who watches and reads their shows. Who reads and watches their shows. I'll switch that up a little bit. They know, that's why they make distinct phenotypes when they do this. So you can't say, that person is just, a dark-skinned Asian. No, they know how to tell the difference. Just a little FYI in case you didn't know. Now that we got that out the way, there's a few more people that I want to cover, but I don't want this video to be too long. So I'll make a part 2 of the Black Asians anime, and I'm going to combine that with the Pacific Islander representation anime too. Also, the Black Pacific Islanders represented as well in anime. And if you don't know about now, Oob is Indian, which is Asian. So just a little FYI. Yes, dark brown and Black Asians do exist. And another character that I'm going to touch on as well when I cover the Pacific Islander part of the representation anime is Mihoshi. Now, Mihoshi could represent the Ganguro culture or the Melanesian culture. That's not the actual name of the region, that's the colonized name, but I use that name for people who are more familiar with the term. But I think Mahoshi is more based on the Pacific Islander part of the region because that's her actual skin tone, it's not makeup. But if you like what you see, leave a like, comment down in the comment section, hit subscribe. And with that being said, Anime and Vibes is out.